The boy was eating candies, one after one, opening one, eating, throwing it, taking the second one, eating, and like this, the adult told him, "This is not good for your health, my son. Don't eat so many of those candy bars. This is not good for your teeth, not good for your stomach, not good for your bones. Stop doing this." The child told him, "You know what? My grandfather lived up to 110 years. The guy told him, "Did he eat 7 candy bars in a row, one after one, just like you did?" He said, "No, but he used to mind his own business. So you better mind your own business and do not ask me what to do or what not to do." This feature is very dominant in the youth. They would like to be autonomous. They don't like anyone to pressure them. This is natural. If you are at home, all of a sudden you face this kind of thing from, of course here I don't want to say it in the front of the youth to spoil them, so they go back and yell and scream, and then their parents tell them, "Why you do this?" They say, "This is natural, because Sayyid has said." No, but what I am saying, the adults should develop a way to deal with this kind of rebellion. This rebellion is a healthy rebellion if it's kept in check, in a healthy atmosphere, that there is a dialogue between the parents and the children, between the adults, the elders, and the children. So, this is feature number 1, is seeking independence, seeking autonomy. The components who went in the street and demonstrated and made this revolution materialized are the youth. Have you ever seen an old guy goes to the street and chants and yell? No. But you see how many youth, how many college students demonstrating in the street? It is the youth who have this spirit of sacrifice. They would like to sacrifice. And sometimes, if it's left unchecked, it becomes more of a recklessness. They show certain recklessness. They become reckless about their life. The high-speed chases that you see on TV sometimes, the horrific accident, the traffic accident, mostly are the youth, right? Not an adult. An adult does not do this kind of thing. It is mostly the youth because they're inclined to be reckless. Why? Again, this to support their personality. They think that this shores up their personality, their prestige. They are considered to be macho, strong, and they are well received in society. Therefore, you see, sometimes they do some crazy thing that an adult does not even think about it. The question why do they do this kind of thing? Besides to be recognized in society, the fact has shown that they have nothing to lose. What an adult, what a youth would lose if he demonstrates in the street? When they take him, would he stop from going to job? He already doesn't have a job. Would they fine him with $5,000 or $10,000? He doesn't. He's a bankrupt. So basically, he doesn't have anything to lose. But when you compare it to an adult, the adult always thinks first, should I do this act? What happens to my family? The interest of adults, as we grow older and older, the interest toward this life becomes more and more. Our attachment to this life becomes more. We don't like to leave. Ask a guy 20 years before, when he was 20 or 25 years, you tell him, "What will you do if you die in five years?" He said, "Nothing, it's okay. You know, I'm fine with it." But tell an adult that you're going to die in 20 years. He cannot sleep the night. Why? Because of the attachment. So much attached to this life. And here Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi says, حُبُّ الدُّنْيَا رَأْسُ كُلِّ خَطِيئَةٍ. Attachment to this life will bring you all kind of deviation. At that time we can make all kind of sins. So one good point that the youth have over the adults is that they don't have so much attachment to this life. You tell them, do this, they're ready. They rush for helping. They rush to do certain acts. Therefore, you see that they are always pioneers in a humanitarian effort. In any campaign, you see that the youth are behind it. Therefore, this is a good message for the elders in community, that if you do not utilize this energy, this enthusiasm, it can go away without, any help to the community. It goes useless. It can be spent in different directions. And here you gotta pay attention to this fact. One day, one companion of Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, his name is Al-Mufaddal ibn Umar. Al-Mufaddal ibn Umar used to live in Kufa, and he was the representative of Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. Anything that the Imam wanted from him, he would correspond to this man, Al-Mufaddal ibn Umar. I represent Wakil. If people have homes, they will give it to him. If they have a question, religious question, they would ask Mufaddal ibn Umar, then he would relay it to Imam al-Sadiq. The elders in Kufa, the adults, they have noticed that Mufaddal ibn Umar started to associate with the youth, and some of them were not practicing even. They got upset. So they sent a message to Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam to tell him to complain about Al-Mufaddal, who have been associating with those cronies that are not, they don't have very good reputation in society, to ask him, to force him not to associate with those people, or to revoke his license, revoke his representation from the Imam. So when they went and told the Imam in Medina, the Imam alayhi salam said, no problem. I will write you a letter, an envelope, close the envelope, do not open it until you get to Al-Mufaddal and you give it to Al-Mufaddal. They said, no problem. He wrote the letter, they went back to Kufa, they went to Al-Mufaddal ibn Umar and they presented the envelope. The envelope was closed, sealed, was not opened. Mufaddal opened the letter and read it. They said, can you read it loudly? He said, no problem, I will read it loudly. When he read, there were a bunch of articles that the Imam alayhi salam has requested Al-Mufaddal to prepare. He told him, Ya Mufaddal, I want this item, this item, this item, this item, I want you to prepare. They got very upset. They said, we asked the Imam to reprimand this guy, to admonish this guy, to tell him not to associate with the youth, while the Imam has requested a few items from him, and immediately. So the Mufaddal said, the Imam has requested those things from us, and we have to prepare it immediately. Some said, okay, we will think about it. Some said, we are busy now, we have things to do. What, we cannot prepare all those items right away? Mufaddal said, don't worry, not a problem. Tonight, I have made a reception for those youth that you have been complaining. Let's all of us sit together, and I will recite the letter again in front of everybody, and then we will decide. They said, no problem. Mufaddal have met everybody, have made a reception, and everybody gathered in that meeting, including the youth. Mufaddal took the paper out and read it